Hi guys! So I am participating in the homeschool video challenge this week, and the prompt for this week is, why do I homeschool? That's kind of a loaded question. I love being around my kids. I know, right? It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that we don't have days where things are kind of wonky or irritating, or sometimes, so bad that I kind of want to eat a pan of brownies at 8:30 in the morning. And when I see the yellow bus go by, I'm trying to flag them down, but it's not for the kids. It's because I want to go. But for the most part, I do. I love to be around my kids. I love learning alongside my children. It's fun for me. I love being able to say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that question, but I bet we can find out together. Being able to model the concept of being a lifelong learner and always researching and always learning and always looking and observing and wanting more knowledge. It's fun to be able to do that with my kids. You'll see this also bright yellow wall behind me. It's not that bright, but it feels bright because I'm not really a yellow person. I'm a blues and grays and purples person. But we have some learning challenges that we deal with in our homeschool, and at some recommendations that we were given by a professional, we have completely redone the homeschool room this weekend, and it is still in shambles. I kind of feel all like, ugh, because here it is Monday night and the homeschool room is still awful. But we homeschooled all through July, so I feel like I have a little bit of a grace period here. We go year round anyway. So it's not about the hours, it's just about the mess. And some of it's also about reducing the amount of things that can be looked at in the homeschool room. And so we are trying to be very careful and selective in what we put back up. And I know that the whiteboard will be going back up, but we have to get a new one because my children, whom I love dearly, used Sharpie on our whiteboard. Can we have a moment just for the whiteboard? Yeah, the whiteboard is dead. Goof Off didn't work. Magic Eraser didn't work. I thought about trying sandpaper, but the finish came off. So yeah, that didn't work either. But we will have our whiteboard back up on this wall. I'm not sure what else is going to go up. We have our little Harry Potter calendar for Mr. T because that's like, he loves Harry Potter. He likes anything that's good guys versus bad guys. Lord of the Rings, all over it. So I love that we can make this kind of adjustment. We don't have to worry about a child that needs a specific visual thing in the room that's distracting for my child. We just take it down. I like that about homeschooling. I can make the environment work for my kids. And really this room, this is where we do our sit down stuff. Anything that we do our morning time around the dining room table, which is awesome. We do our nature walks outside. We sometimes even, go to the state park that's close to us. We do our cooking and our life skills in the kitchen and in the yard, and we work together, and that's our homeschool. We have so much more than just academics, and I love being able to do that with my children. It's a blessing. We're able to make our environment work. I'm actually sitting in one of their chairs right now on a wobble cushion. If you're not familiar with a wobble cushion, they're really fun. But they're good for helping kids that have sensory issues or attention issues to focus. It causes you to really focus on your core so that you can be still, and that helps everything else kind of centralize and help you focus more on the task that's at hand. So yeah, wobble cushions are awesome. I homeschool because my husband has crazy hours. He really does. And the boys being able to spend time with them when he is off and having that be unhindered by a traditional school schedule, it's pretty rockin'. We also do a lot of hands-on science. We do a lot of interest-led learning, and you can't do that in a school system. We do some really great read alouds, and most of the time you don't have time for that in regular school system. We found that it's been great for vocabulary, it's been great for the boys working on their speech, and they have downtime. They have downtime every day. You know, we have a 4.5-hour school day. That's all it takes to get through everything when you've only got 2 students. It's pretty phenomenal. The ability to let them have downtime, to let them be bored, to let them explore their own interests, drawing, writing, painting, piano, guitar, cooking, sewing. Both of them are actually pretty adept at putting a button on, which is really cool. Reading, just for the heck of it, listening to audiobooks, building with Legos, doing, what if we grew bacteria. We've grown plants. We have an avocado sprouting in the windowsill now that's actually a little over a foot tall. We probably need to transplant that. We garden together. The boys are able to explore the creek and catch fish and frogs and just be out in nature. They can have that time, you know, during the day. We can go to the zoo during downtime so that neither boy is overwhelmed by the crowds. We can see all the animals. We can get, you know, straight in to the special exhibits. Field trips like that are phenomenal when school is in session because there's not nearly as many people there, which is totally a homeschool mom stereotype. We love going when school is in. It makes it more fun. We get to explore big ideas. I love that we get to explore big ideas. We get to have conversations that you just can't have in a classroom with 30 kids because there's too much going on. There's too many things that have to be done. The tests have to be given. It's a completely different environment. And I came into it kicking and screaming. I thought homeschoolers were all weird. This is coming from someone who has been labeled weird her entire public school career. So yes, I thought homeschoolers were weird. I thought they were sheltered. I thought they couldn't possibly know anything. I mean, what were they learning from? So sanctifying. Homeschool is very sanctifying. It's also very humbling. Being able to read through Longfellow poems, being able to do Shakespeare, being able to go off on rabbit trails, all that is just an incredible gift. To be able to engender a love of learning in your child, it's beautiful. It's fantastic. And it can also be exhausting. So homeschooling is like its own little entity. It's a career. It's a labor of love. It's a gift. And some days it makes you curl up in the back of the closet with a big bar of chocolate and cry. But it's worth it. It's not for everybody, but it's good for us right now. That's where we are right now, and that's why we homeschool.